In mid-March 2023 we set off from Edinburgh Airport to the Dolomites for our annual boarding holiday. With one of the guys unfortunately failing a late fitness test, we had a total of 14 guys on the plane with a split of 6 boarders and 8 skiers. Heading off a little later in the season and following moderate snowfalls across Europe, we were a wee bit concerned about the snow covering conditions. I'd certainly been checking lots of reports and religiously following the resort webcams, but thankfully we needn't have worried as the cover and the runs were fine. Aesthetically speaking, the views are certainly prettier when everything is covered in snow, but ultimately the boarding and skiing conditions were pretty good. This was my first time in the Dolomites, and the mountains seemed significantly different to the Alps. The rock face off to the east of the Paso Groste gondola was a particular favourite of mine, which provided a quite stunning backdrop to the runs that fed off the top. Madonna Di Campiglio is located in the Brent Dolomites in the northeast of Italy. This was the oldest chair we encountered, and Graham and I were pretty worried when it pulled off a 360. Getting off the chairs can always be a wee bit tricky and a source of amusement, and for a minute Stu looked like he was going to manage this one okay. We quickly found out that the snow seemed to hold up best on Paso Groste and Monte Spinelli sides, so we tended to head for Pradolago and Marilleva in the morning before crossing back over towards Paso Groste in the afternoons. You had to carry as much speed as possible at the bottom of this run to carry you over the wee bridge which led to the 2 gondola stations. I found my feet quite quickly, but also found my arse a couple of times when I stopped. We decided to buy 6-day passes for the main areas of Madonna Di Campiglio, Pinzolo and Folgarida Marilleva, which gave us access to 150 kilometres a piece. Technically the run breakdown is 43 blue runs, 37 red and 23 black, which are served by 57 lifts. I found the lifts to be of a very good standard, and the skiing is perfect for intermediates.
A 5.
I'd set myself a couple of goals. One was to improve my switch riding and the other was to pull off a 180. I tried it here but couldn't get the rotation. On this attempt both Liam and Peter were following me and filming, and Peter managed to help Liam with a 90-degree rotation as well. I recently bought an Insta360 X3 camera with the Invisi-Stick, and most of the footage in this video was shot on that. I've been seriously impressed with this camera and the Insta editing software. The editing process takes a little longer and requires a little more patience, but I'm really pleased with the results. Why not drop a comment in the video and tell me what you guys think. Our timing was great on our next Groste gondola journey, and we saw a couple of very impressive 540s. The footage always tends to flatten gradients, but these ramps were really steep with some frightening kickers. Kudos to the guys pulling the jumps off, they must have some serious cojones. There are 4 snow parks in the ski area, and the Ursus is the daddy of them all. It's a serious park and was set to host the 2023 Rookie Finals 2 days after we came home. We had discussed spending some time in the parks this year, but the red runs were so good that we only nipped into the parks a couple of times, which isn't really enough to try to master jumps.
No pressure, lads.
There's nothing
no
quite
pressure.
like sharing a beer with your mates at over 2,000 metres in the sunshine and surrounded by snow-capped mountains. As Mel Brooks said in History of the World Part 1, it's good to be the king. As we set off again, Stu caught a heavy toe edge which resulted in a quite nasty catapult fall. My instant reaction was to laugh, but I felt quite guilty as he did get a sore one. I must admit that now I know he's okay, I'm laughing again every time I see it. Despite getting a sore one, he was quickly up and back at it. He really is a warrior, Stu. He developed conjunctivitis when we were there and his eyes looked red and sore, but he never complained and just soldiered on. Well played, sir. This was a great wee roller coaster like canyon run between the Groste chairlift and the Spinale bottom stations. This was a shallow gradient blue run which you had to try to hold your speed on, as it was late in the day, the snow was soft and it was very low down in the resort. I really enjoyed snaking through it though and popping in and out of the shadows of the trees. At the bottom of the run, I repeated my sitting down very quickly trick, much to the amusement of the troops.
Sniper! Man, you look easy, Stu.
Our base for the week was the Hotel Italo. The 3-star hotel was very nice with friendly staff, a tasty breakfast, and it was located just 350 yards from the Spinale gondola. Prior to going on any holiday, I like to research it to death, and in doing so I found out that Madonna is quite often included in the argument of what is the prettiest or best Italian ski resort. The town is very pretty, with a fair selection of high-end designer shops. There were plenty of restaurants and bars to choose from, and we had some lovely meals. Personally, I would recommend Bar Suisse in the town, which serves a nice pint of Stella, and they keep on feeding you plates of French bread sandwiches, olives, nuts and tortilla chips. What's not to like? Having such a large group, it was always going to be difficult trying to keep everyone together, and we never really managed it for any length of time. Consequently, there are a couple of guys who I didn't get a great deal of footage of, so sorry lads. Here is some footage of some of our other skiing buddies. I think it's fair to say that these guys ski pretty bloody quick, hence the reason why we didn't seem to stay together for too long. As always, my Talisker hip flask helped to ward off the chills on the checkpoint chairlifts. This year's tipples were an Altmore 12-year-old single malt and a 12-year-old Aberfeldy courtesy of John Dewars. Over the piece I ended up with 3 different snowboards. The first one had a delamination issue. I then came out of Bar Boch after lunch one day and some nugget had taken my second board, which was a 155, leaving me with an identical 152. Thankfully I'd taken out insurance and Interski were very helpful in sourcing me another 155, with some very interesting graphics. The runs off the top of Paso Groste were probably our favourite. There were a couple of red and blue run options from here which would take you back into Madonna. As we were there in the third week of March, we found the slopes to be relatively quiet, and we really had to wait more than a few minutes for a lift. The longest queues we experienced over the week were probably while we were waiting for lunch. The food on offer up the mountains was of very high standard, and the lads were all very impressed with it. The prices were also pretty reasonable, and the portion sizes were very generous. I think Liam and Peter would be fighting it out for Hungriest Man of the Week award. By Christ, those boys can eat. From what I saw, I think everyone improved over the week. The lads were certainly pushing themselves, and I think the number of falls in this video illustrates that. The Paso Groste runs also passed Bar Boch, which became our favourite place for lunch. I've often wondered how many people would pass a mid-afternoon slopeside breathalyser. I know that quite a few of our party would have probably melted the bag.
Hey, I caught that on camera, you big deviant. You want to do it all week?
One reflection while putting this video together, I think I may have been unwittingly targeted in a game of Buzz the Cameraman.
Alright.
things that I really liked about Madonna was that there were quite a lot of tree-lined runs. Not only do these look really pretty, but they help to give definition to the snow, especially in low light situations. This run, Red 73, was probably one which we spent most time on over the week. It was a 3.5 kilometre long run which dropped about 600 metres through several patches of forest and past one of the 5 lakes in the area. It was also a pretty wide run, so there was always plenty of room on it. By repeatedly boarding the same run, you also get to know the little drop-offs off to the side of the run and places where you can get a little jump in. Oh! There's some wee poppers here, isn't there?
Aye, they're good, eh?
Aye. That gets the old adrenaline going, doesn't it?
It's quite scary nevertheless, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We ended up on the top of one of the features in the Ursus board park, much to the disappointment of some of the others. The top of this feature had a dip in it, so we found ourselves kind of stuck in there for a minute, causing chaos. I had to go at a couple of the rails, but without much success. Like it said on so many of my school report cards, has potential and could do so much better, so I must try harder next year. Oh, did you get caught?
Good start to the
Close
day.
up.
Good start to the day.
That'll do a boomerang. They do have police who patrol the slopes, and I'm led to believe that the local carabinieri made sure that some of our skiers made it back to town safely after a very long lunch one afternoon. It's safe to say that Graham was pretty tired by the end of the day and ready for a wee sit down and a pint. Burned, burned, burned. How you doing, buddy boy? You alright? You blowing off the cobwebs?
Eh?
Blowing off the cobwebs?
Had a good day last night.
It's good laugh, man. Oh, you got too much.
Aye.
You got too much, baby. Your leg alright?
No more whiskey.
Oh, enough whiskey.
Well, okay.
I've added a compilation of wipeouts at the end of this video, and I hope you enjoy watching them as much as I did compiling them. Thanks for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you've made it this far, please consider giving it a like. Thanks. Some of these wipeouts really made me laugh, so for a bit of fun, why not vote for your favourite wipeout? I know mine, but I'd be interested to know what you guys think. Which one made you laugh hardest? If you want to vote, just put the time of the wipeout in the comments section and I'll add up the votes for a bit of fun. Thankfully nobody got any really sore ones, although Stu said that his ribs are still a little uncomfortable.
Penalty!
Sniper!
Penalty Rangers!
Oh no! No! Stu!
I found this clip of Liam causing Peter to deck it and wondered if one of them was exacting a little bit of revenge, but I can't work out which incident occurred first. This was Liam's verdict on the chances of him riding switch. At least I wasn't the only one who had a no-speed balance issue. Here's a wee selection of photos from the week to conclude the video.